So we're back on this Acura 2005 TL, and as you see, we have -4 vacuum on the low side and 64 psi on the high side. Now remember, in the earlier video I located a leak right here. You can see the oil buildup and the customer's complaint, lack of cooling. Now there was a time, they don't do it so much, but our local Honda dealership used to condemn compressors and expansion valves when they would see this. They go, oh, negative vacuum. The expansion valve is plugged up and it's bad. It needs to be replaced. And they would sell the customer, or they would say, now, if you have pressure and you have vacuum, your compressor is working. But they would also sell compressors when they would see this and tell the customer that they needed all these parts all the time. This was just like notorious. When I started this, I didn't take a video of it, but it was 49 psi on the high side and low side. And it's like 61, 63 degrees outside right now. And it came in here, the engine is warm, the engine compartment. This means all the metal components of the air conditioning, the hoses, the compressor. This was outside sitting in the sun. It was warm inside. So if you have a temperature over 61 degrees, with 134, I have 12YF printed in there right now. With 134, you should have over 62 psi. And it was not, it was at 49 psi. So right off the bat, that tells you there's no liquid refrigerant in the system. It is only vapor. We're talking drops of refrigerant, you know, maybe 20 grams to get 49 psi at a 61 degree day. But look at, the compressor is running. What happened to all those guys who say there's a low refrigerant pressure switch that saves the system? No, it does not. Only after it gets below, when you go to start it up, below 40 psi or 42 or 44, whatever the manufacturer choose as their level to consider that it's out of refrigerant, not just low on refrigerant, out of refrigerant. So here we're dealing under a vacuum. Look at our superheat. Our superheat, we have a 95 superheat. That's taken right here, right by the connector. And look at our subcooling. Now pay attention to these numbers when I fill the system back up. So I'm gonna do a recovery right now. I'm gonna go get my recovery machine, do a recovery, and recover the refrigerant, charge it back up, and we're gonna come back and we're gonna look at the superheat. We're gonna look at the subcooling. Here's SLT, suction line temperature, and it's at 78 degrees. Liquid line temperature, this is coming out of the condenser. That is right here, this liquid line right there. And it's at 69 degrees. Our outside temperature, well, let's get our outside temperature, because right now it's getting hot air from the radiator. So let's take this way to hell out here. There we go. And let's see what our temperature is. It's not that hot. That's just air from this engine, from these fans and this engine, because it is not 67 degrees outside right now. So I'm just getting this temperature in this local area because it's being disturbed by all this air flowing around here. But if I took a sensor and I put it out there by the tree or one of the other ones, it'd be about 61 to 63 degrees. So let's pop back on this next video after I recover and I recharge the system. And I'm gonna inject dye, of course, always do. All right, see you guys.